BHN Powerpack Show. And you're going to find out why we call it the Powerpack Show. And it's like this. You know what Einstein said? Einstein said that the future of healthcare was going to be energy medicine. Now, I know that Einstein was talking about using anything that would actually create a positive, high vibrational frequency and concentration of light to come into our cells. Okay, and understand something. We are light energy, electromagnetic beings. What you speak and what you think is really important, and what the amount of light and the frequency of the people you hang around with, the drinks you drink, the things you eat, and what you do. And understand something. We have been ruled, schooled, and fooled, and understand the majority of the population is never ever going to experience vibrant health. And you can think, oh, well, that's very negative of you, Dr. Wolf. No, it's not negative. I tell the truth. And the truth is right now, depending on where you go in North America, 86 to 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, not one, but two, but maybe three. We also know this, that teenagers, 50% of teenagers already have a fatty liver. Okay, we know that 15% of just young children of the age of 8 years old have a fatty liver. We also know that, whether you want to believe this or not, that almost 90% of the population in North America is pre-diabetic. Isn't that cool? We know that diabetes is the main thing that's going to really rock this world in the next few years. But here, we're going to talk about something. So, I want to talk about the 4 pillars of health. And the 4 pillars of health that I really believe is, first of all, okay, we're going to talk about, give me 1 second. We're going to talk about the cardio med bed. Let me ask you a question. If you had perfect circulation, what would you have? If you had perfect circulation, what would you have? And let me tell you something right now. The cardio med bed, 1 hour on this energy medicine device is more powerful than jogging 20 miles to build muscle in the body. Did you hear what I just said? The cardio med bed, 1 hour, you don't even get up to move around. Meanwhile, it's the most powerful exercise a human being can do on the planet. The other thing too is that it will actually push 60% of the blood volume up into the pelvis and up into the core. And it will do it in between every heartbeat. And understand something. It is an amazing machine. Okay, it can take somebody that has very low or no libido, okay, or is unable to, and it will turn that person around anywhere from 1 to 4 different cardiomed treatments. How about this? 35 to 37 hours will actually give a person who has heart disease that is off to surgery, okay, if they don't go to surgery, in 35 to 37 hours, give them a brand new set of arteries in their heart. Now, here's the deal. They use this in hospitals, and in hospitals, guess what? They won't use them in hospitals anymore, all across the United States and Canada. So I have contracted to go and get the cardio med beds that are in really great shape, okay? And what we do is that we refurbish them, give them a 2-year warranty, and then we actually give the training on these, and then you can pick a whole life coach or a Wolf non-surgical certification. We want to prove that basically everything can be turned around. Everything. I'm not going to stop there though. The Cell Sonic is the most powerful energy medicine device. It can shut down stage 4 inflammation in a pulse. It doesn't mean that it'll cure it, because the only cure is actually a perfect day. From the moment you rise till you close your eyes, you know how to make proper choices, and you're actually focusing on what you want, not what you don't want in life. I get it. But the Cell Sonic, there's nothing like it. It will actually go in and fracture the calcium that's been pulled from your bones, that's in your joints, in your muscles, in your gallbladder, in your kidneys, the calcium deposits in your breast, or the calcification of your vertebrae. It'll fracture, put little fractures in the actual displaced calcium to create calcium ions to help to carry that calcium. And then with the aid of calcium ion therapy, things like Merigen, it'll carry that calcium right back into the bones where it came from. But this will also, in a pulse, actually take beef jerky scar tissue, which is really the aging process that everybody complains about. It sucks to be stiff. It sucks to be sore. It sucks that I can't play sports anymore. Oh, yes, you could, because every bit of scar tissue in the human body can be turned back into connective tissue, and this does it faster than anything else. And when you put the Cellsonic and the Cardio Med Bed together, you've got the power pack of life. I mean, we get people that will come in and they have tried everything. They've spent not 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, and 50,000. I'm not making this up. And we'll do Wolf non-surgical. We'll do the Cellsonic, and we'll put them on the Cardio Med Bed. And what we can do in a 2-hour treatment, they will get what they haven't got in 10 years of therapy going around everywhere else. Because if you had perfect circulation, you have perfect health. If you take the most powerful frequency and you actually put that into a love harmonic, and we can prove it, that we can put the electrical force, the life back into scar tissue, and right before your eyes, and especially if you've done some non-surgical on it, you will revitalize it. You know, you ever see that movie, It's Alive? Well, guess what? It brings it back to life, because we are electrical, light energy beings. And that's what we're talking about here. And then, if those of you that, if we do non-surgical, I'm telling you right now, any of my practitioners can take a fibroid the size of an orange and just use Wolf non-surgical, and they can bring it down by anywhere from 20 to 35% in the first treatment. And then you kick in the Cellsonic with that, and you put in the electrical charge back in there, because what is a fibroid? A fibroid is scar tissue, and it houses physical and emotional toxicity. One big mess, one big ball. What people don't get is that if they didn't have the fibroid, if they didn't have the tumor, they'd be dead already, because cancer it actually saved their life. And if you want to get rid of cancer, you got to get rid of the inflammation, you got to get the scar tissue formation out of there, and you got to get the calcification back into the bones, and you got to turn on the calcium ions so you can decalcify the mitochondria, so they'll make the ATP, so that they'll spin at 2,500 revolutions per second to actually make the energy so that you can get out of bed and heal yourself. And then if you take this, it's called My Perfect Day Guide. It's called, if you go to pdgfree.com, download it, and then read through it, and then tell me that we haven't put this thing together properly. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring on some of the practitioners that we have, and we have practitioners all over the world that have cardio med beds and Cellsonics. And before I do, if anybody wants to become a practitioner and actually get protection under the indigenous, where you can practice anywhere in the world where no provincial, state, governmental law can touch you, then go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University and take a look at the practitioners protection. Okay? And if you go to practitionersprotection.com, whether you're in the medical field or you're a natural health practitioner, we can provide you that. And this goes all the way to Supreme Court. It goes all the way to United Nations. So understand, this is not something make-believe, and it's already been tested. And understand, if you've always wanted to be a practitioner, don't hesitate to call me. I'll give you my number at the end. But anybody who buys a cardio med bed, they will get to actually take a whole life coach certification or a Wolf non-surgical certification. That's free. You can pick one. You get a Cellsonic, you can take both courses, and that's a 22-day course. And that's where you're certified to become a whole life coach and a Wolf non-surgical therapist. All right? So anyways, enough of my talking. Why don't we bring people on that have actually learned how to do these techniques and have successful practices all over the world. And let's start off with Cheryl out of California, and she lives in Occidental, California. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Daryl.
How are you?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Health and Vitality Engaged. My name is Cheryl Serta, and I am located in a small town called Occidental, which is about 60 miles north of San Francisco. I do have this beautiful, powerful Cellsonic, and behind me is also the med bed. Today, even though I've had amazing testimonials from clients, I want to talk about my own journey because this is what inspired me and got me so passionate about doing this work. So a year and a half ago, I was 145 pounds. I had had 3 surgeries, 2 breast reductions, and I had exploratory surgery before anybody told me I didn't need to do that. And I definitely, at that point of 62, I'm 63 now. So in a year and a half, I am now down to 118 pounds. I have used this Cell Sonic all around my breasts and in my abdomen, and my scar tissue is almost completely gone. You can't even see it. It's that amazing. I have had Wolf non-surgical done as well. The other thing that even happened just today, you ever go out and have to get life insurance and the person comes and they want to take your blood pressure and they want to take blood and do all this? Well, I quit my job that I'd had for 20 years 2 weeks ago. This was a high stress job, and my blood pressure at the time, shockingly enough, was 145 over 90, the highest my blood pressure has ever been. I have now been on this med bed 5 times for 1 hour each time. And this morning, when she took my blood pressure, it was 117 over 68. That is amazing. It gives me so much energy. I wake up like as if my body has literally taken 20 years off of itself. I can get up, I have stamina, I can get anything I want to get done. And the most important thing is that it is brain food. I am calm. I'm excited. I don't get reactive. This has been one of the most powerful journeys of my life. I will continue to use it on myself, and I will continue to offer this to anybody who's ready to take massive personal action to get back that vibrant, pain-free life that everybody on this planet wants. So I encourage you to come see me. You can go to my website, healthandvitalityengage.com. You can call me at 707-322-1979. My clinic is located on 13 acres of the most beautiful redwoods, less than a mile from the ocean. So you get the most amazing experience just getting here, let alone the treatment I'm going to offer you. I do perfect day consultations, Wolf non-surgical. I've got my Cell Sonic. I'll get you on that med bed, and we can start the journey to a vibrant, pain-free life together. Thanks, Daryl.
And thank you, Cheryl. And do you want to give you the name of your clinic? Do you want to give your phone number?
I did, but I'll do it again. My clinic is Health and Vitality Engaged. Yep. My number again is 707-322-1979. If you go to my website, which is healthandvitalityengage.com, you can book an appointment, leave me a message, and I will get it. And I return every call.
And just so you know this, everybody, Cheryl has been working on people that were told they needed to have knee surgery, hip surgery, spinal surgery, and she'll tell you that story maybe the next time she comes on. But the reality is she's working with people that have stage 4 inflammation they call cancer, and she's not there to get rid of the cancer. She's there to actually restore them for what the cells are missing. Do you understand? We're not trying to get rid of things. We're trying to restore balance into the cells. Does everybody get that? So forget the cure, forget the fight, forget the war, okay? And let's bring back what you had before they diagnosed you with a disease, when there are no diseases, just being out of harmony and being out of balance. Debbie from Stuart, Florida, who will be actually hosting the Wolf Non-Surgical Whole Life Coach Certification and the Pelvic Restoration in June in Stuart, Florida. And if people are interested, go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University if you would like to take part and come and learn some very powerful techniques. Debbie?
Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie here in Stuart, Florida. And yes, we are going to be hosting Dr. Daryl Wolf and Dr. Sage Wolf, and also the pelvic restoration. So let me give you the dates. So if anybody is even looking to do it, you'll know exactly when it's happening. So we have some lectures first. And Dr. Darrell Wolf will be here on May 29th for a lecture. Then he'll also be doing a day with the doc on June 2nd. Dr. Sage Wolf will have a lecture on June 12th, and the pelvic restoration lecture will be on June 25th. The whole life coach class will be from June 5th through the 13th. The Wolf non-surgical is June 15th through the 26th. And the pelvic restoration is the 28th through the 30th. So everybody looking to learn as much as you can about how to heal yourself and help others heal themselves, this is the best thing that will ever happen to you in your life. My journey has been incredible too. So I have a clinic here in Stuart, Florida, which is called Stuart Health and Healing. And the website is stuarthealthandhealing.com. And you can reach me at 305-342-9559. So one of the testimonials that I want to talk about today is I had a 53-year-old female who fell. She was holding her grandchild and she tripped and she fell, and to protect the child, she landed on her shoulder, her arm, and put her hand down. In the process, she fractured her humerus, the upper arm. So she had two displaced, non-displaced fractures, one in the head of the humerus and also a little further down. She had major swelling and bruising. She also had a sprained ankle and a sprained wrist from the injuries that she sustained. So she came to me 2 weeks after the injury happened, and she had a good amount of swelling still in that arm, down the whole upper arm. And she had swelling in the foot, the ankle, and a little bit in the hand still. So we did Cellsonic and we opened up her spine and we did around the areas that were injured. And the amazing thing was she came back a week later for a second treatment. Now, when she left on the first day, she was still in a sling and she still had a lot of pain with her movement of the shoulder. And just in 1 week after her treatment, she came back without the sling. About 95% of her swelling was gone. She was moving around her arm like you would not be able to tell that she had just fractured this. This was only at a 3-week period of time. So she did get a second treatment, and we opened up her spine again. And that was just a couple days ago. So we'll check back with her. She is going out of town now. So she got 2 treatments, amazing results. She was like, I'd say about 95% healed. It was truly amazing. And at only 3 weeks, she did also go on the Marigen too. So amazing stuff happens with this Cellsonic.
It's amazing that it always continually amazes us what it does. You know what? I'm going to tell you, we've all been told that if you have this, you're going to have to go through this. It's going to take this long, and that's it. Well, guess what? You're going to have to throw that book out in the garbage because it's not true. You start doing this type of work, and I'll tell you, you know what? This takes natural healing to a whole different level, everybody. And the thing is that we prove it every day. It's not just something that we're just making up. Go ahead, Debbie.
So I also had an older gentleman around 64, and he had developed pain in his back tooth. It was one of the molars in his rear tooth. He also had some major swelling in the lymph area, so he had a bad infection. He went to the dentist. They told him that he was going to have to either have a root canal or they would have to pull it. So he came to get the Cellsonic, and we treated the area where the tooth was, the whole jawline. We also treated the lymph nodes on both sides. He actually went out of town this week, but by the evening of the treatment, he no longer had the tooth pain. that he had been having for like 3 or 4 days prior to the treatment. So just amazing. What else can you say but amazing? I mean, there's nothing else. I'll look up another word from now on. I'll get like that second word instead of the amazing word, because it is truly, truly amazing. But we're here in Stuart, Florida. And at my clinic, we also, besides the Cellsonic, we have a vitamin D light, we have the Bioptron. And it's just the treatments, Cellsonic, non-surgical, just eating the right way, treating your body the right way, it can truly change anybody's life. And I've seen so many people that really, really want to make this change, and they do it. So thank you, Daryl.
Thank you, Debbie. Do you want to give your phone number and your website one more time, love?
Sure. My website is stuarthealthandhealing.com. And my phone number is 305-342-9559.
Thank you, love. Before we go on, we're going to go to Tora because she's going to lose signal, and I don't want her to lose signal because she's on her way to Byron Bay and she's in Australia. I'd like to tell you a story, and this is not to dramatize anything, but I just want to tell you this, okay? Did anybody watch about a week and a half, no, 2 weeks ago, okay, Dr. Sage Wolf, my son, he has a little French pit bull, and the pit bull, believe it or not, is with his friend, and his friend was feeding it kibble, and I really believe it's just a bowel problem, and he got jammed up, and his friend thought that maybe he got bit in the neck by a snake or something. So he wants to take this little puppy to the vet. Veterinarians are not health practitioners, they're drug dealers, surgeons, and I'm not putting them down. I don't know why anybody would think I'm putting them down. That's what they do. And they sell kibble and they call it dog food. So I'm telling the truth. Now, so I said, okay, but before you take Sage's puppy to the vet and run up a bill, okay, because the lymph node was out like this. Guys, go back and see the video. Go watch the video, okay? I will have that up in, we have a pet video guide, and it's in the library, and go in the library and watch this, okay? Anyways, it was this big. You'll see it. It's a big lump. I said, okay, now watch this. I did 250 pulses, and it was that big. And this is just a little puppy. This was probably 1/3 the size of his head. And the other side, you can see it wasn't swollen at all. I did 250 pulses on it. It was completely gone. Why do I want to tell you this story? Because it's no difference from a puppy to a child. How about this? A mother's friend calls me. I talked about it today on another show. And she's 12 years old and she's got lymphoma. After they went to the doctor, and the doctor says, we got to do chemo. Okay? And the mother's freaking out because she never wanted to take to the hospital, but she didn't know what to do. But the reality is if you're in fear mode, you're going to do things you wished you never did. So now, instead of doing Cellsonic, I'm telling you right now, and they're saying she's got lymphoma cancer. Do you understand that? And I'm telling you, if I could have done 250 pulses on here, no pain, that swelling would have came down. And if I would have did it right in front of the doctors, that would have shut them down. Of course, they're not going to come to me, and they'd never allow my equipment in a hospital. But the reality is, I'm telling you that would have gotten rid of that swollen lymph node. And guess what? They're probably not wrong. It could be stage 3, 4 inflammation in that lymph node. But I'm telling you that you can shut inflammation down, stage 4 inflammation, with the Cellsonic. I didn't say cure. There's no cures. The only cure is a person who doesn't believe in disease and believes in unconditional love and care for themselves, and that's it. This little girl's had her first chemo. So I got a phone call from them, okay? And they said, what do? We made a big mistake. I said, you try to pull that little girl out from doing any more chemo treatments, and they will actually come after you and take her. And they go, oh my God, how do you know? That's exactly what they said to the mother, that if she stops the chemo, that they're going to have children's protection take the child away. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just trying to tell you that there's better solutions here. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I would have treated this little girl for free. For free. For free. And I can prove that Celsonic has no side effect at all. That the critical care thunder shrooms have no side effect, harmful. And they'll shut stuff down so fast it'll make your head spin. Marigen, thunder shrooms, Celsonic, we would win the day. I didn't promise cures. I'm not trying to make anybody look bad. You need to understand something. Who's going to protect the children? Definitely not adults, that's for sure. You think about that. And also, you think about this. This all has to stop. All of this brutality, okay, all of the fighting, the wars, the poisoning. I mean, we have learned to accept this like it's breathing. Hi, Tora.
Hi, Daryl, and hi, beautiful brave hearts out there all over the world. I come to you from the beautiful Coffs Harbour, which is on the east coast of Australia, which is halfway between Sydney and Brisbane. And I'm in the wagon at the moment, and my beautiful Celsonic is nestled in the back, all safe and cushioned. And we are heading up the coast. We have my husband's lovely son and partner are visiting, and they've gone up to the Byron area, which is a very popular tourist spot. And I've talked to some of my clients over the week, and they're like, well, can you please come for some treatment? So here we are. Little family holiday has turned into a very busy Celsonic trip for me, which is absolutely what I love. And what Daryl just said about, us giving our power away and really outsourcing our health and our wellness. And that's really why I do this. I'm a mother of 4 children, and I can be very proud. They have never had an injection. They've never had an antibiotic. And I have been bullied, and I have been really put down, and my family thinks I'm kind of the family weirdo. But I now wear that with a lot of pride, and my purpose here on earth is really to inspire other parents to wake up, to really find their authentic self and to stand up for their children, because as we're destroying the environment, we're destroying our own bodies. And I'm sick and tired of seeing the suffering and the people who come to us because they're so damaged by the system. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now. What I wanted to share with you, I have a really beautiful testimonial, and it's a little bit different. Most of my clients come and they have sort of hip problems, frozen shoulders, lower back problems, knee problems. But I had a young gentleman come to me just before Christmas, and he was a friend of a friend's. His friend said, look, can you help him? He was misdiagnosed 4 weeks prior and had actually a burst appendix and was very, very, very sick. And by the time I saw him 4 weeks after this event, he had been on IV antibiotics for 2 weeks in hospital. He had developed a massive cyst in his abdomen. And when I saw him, I just thought, wow, it's like death warmed up. His spirit was crushed, his masculinity was crushed, and he was just a shadow of a man. Anyway, we had a beautiful perfect day consultation, a very beautiful emotional consultation, and then did some very powerful Celsonic pulses. And I actually work a lot with a pendulum. So the pendulum tells me exactly where to work, how many pulses to work, and he's very open and very spiritual. So it was a beautiful process. And he also went onto the Perfect Day lifestyle, and he's one of my amazing clients who absolutely follows it to the T. And I saw him at our local organic markets last week, and I was like, wow, you don't even look like the same person. He has a vitality and is just glowing. And we've had a second treatment, Celsonic treatment, and I treated him again. And his stomach is very soft. It's very, the cyst has gone down, and he's exercising and he's living again and he's loving life again. And what a beautiful testimonial. And these stories move me so deeply that, we have, I have found my purpose and my passion And I'm able to share that with others and empower others. And I know that he will do that with his family and his community. He rang me the other day, actually asked me what I thought about diagnostic treatments for breasts, for example. And, you know, I gave him my very, very open opinion. But, you know, it's not that, you know, the medical system is there when we get hit by a car or have a terrible accident, but it's not there for healthcare. And us as practitioners really, I think, play such an important role in this time to really empower ourselves, our family, and our clients. And as I say to my clients, Rome wasn't built in a day. 1% every day, over 100 days, over 1,000 days. That's how we change our lives, and that's how we change millions of lives. And coming back to my road trip, so I am fairly full. I have probably 2 or 3 places left. We are heading to the Byron area, the Byron hinterland, and also the lower Gold Coast. So if you would love to experience a cell sonic treatment, please give me a call on 041 399 3493, and I will have a chat to you and see if we can squeeze you in and offer some healing and transformation. And finally, I'm very honored to host Dr. Wolf and the Master Trainers again in August this year in the Coffs Harbour area. We are, Dr. Wolf is coming and doing a bunch of lectures all over Australia in late July. And from August the 7th, we kick off with a whole life coach, and then followed by the Wolf Non-Surgical, which is trained by Dr. Sage Wolf. And I believe it's the last time we're doing this world tour. Who knows if ever again. So if you have a calling and you are ready to become the practitioner that you've been waiting for and take massive personal action, please jump on board. And also, if you want to discuss, you know, if it's suitable for you, or if it's, you know, if you have any questions, once again, please ring me on 041 399 3493, and I will be happy to have a conversation with you.
Thank you, Tora, and enjoy the road trip. So just so everybody knows, we are on right now. You can send your questions in. There's some questions here I'm going to answer at the end. You can send questions in from YouTube. You can send them in from Twitter, which is known as X. You can send your questions in from Doc of Detox Telegram. You can send your questions in from Facebook. You can send your questions in from Rumble. 5 different platforms. Instagram, we cannot do you yet. My apologies, maybe, what? Oh, and TikTok, Doc of Detox TikTok. Send your questions in, I'll answer them if you want, okay? So now let's go to Alberta, Canada, okay, and talk to Jason. How you doing, Jason?
I'm great, Daryl. How about yourself?
Well, you know, I'm hanging in there, buddy.
You always got a full plate. I can appreciate it. We've been pretty blessed ourselves here in Calgary area with the ability of, number one, having the Cell Sonic and the cardio med bed in our practice now for coming up a year. And we're actually going to be going on a road tour again ourselves. This Thursday we leave. The treatments start on Friday and Saturday in Saskatoon. And then Sunday we always take off as our holy day. And then Monday, Tuesday, we're going to be in Regina. Wednesday is going to be a travel day to Winnipeg. And then we're going to do Thursday and possibly Friday, if we get enough extra people there, to do Winnipeg. And then Saturday, we're going to go back to Moose Jaw and hit up Moose Jaw. So we're doing a bit of a cycle, and we're going to start doing this on a quarterly basis. And if you're a town or you want to host us, we're always looking for hosts that want to put us up for the clinic side of it, and also share in some of the gifts that we have, because as a host to us, we always want to give back to our hosts. So you get extra discounts on Cell Sonic and non-surgical treatment, perfect day consults, and then we got a couple other little gifts we like to give to our hosts for taking care of us and helping put everything together. The last trip we went on was so successful, that's why they've asked us to come again. And it's incredible because I've reached out to everybody, and so many of them are like, actually, I'm good. The last time you were here 3 months ago, you fixed my problem. You fixed my knee. You fixed my lower back. You fixed my shoulder. You fixed my migraine headaches. And it's just been awesome because I don't want to have repeat customers forever and ever. We want, Melissa and I, my business partner and wife, we want to help everybody find their true authentic self and also help them find, what real life is about, which is being healthy and being able to go out there and live your life the way you want to live it, not complain that, well, I'm 60 years old, I can't do that anymore. That's BS. You need to turn it around and change that to when you're 90 years old, what are you going to be doing? Because that's how I look at it. I'm 48 right now, and I plan to be 90 years plus and still actively doing things I'm probably not supposed to be doing now, but I plan to do it anyways. And honestly, it's because of the Cell Sonic that it's helped us out drastically in our personal lives, but also with so many of our clients. And it's really been the clients that keep lifting us up and getting us to go out further, going out to Winnipeg now, going to Saskatoon, Regina, now Moose Jaw. We're going to be in Maple Creek in June as well on our next tour. We just didn't have time to fit everybody in. So, and then we also have our clinic here in Airdrie. So, I mean, we're going. We got the full clinic here with the cardio med bed, and we've got the Avicin, the Bioptron, we've got the vitamin D light, we've got a Rife machine, we've got a quantum resonance magnetic analyzer. We got a whole bunch of different toys here to play with, and we love showing them off and sharing them with our clients and helping them to find the healing that they're looking for. So if you ever want to reach out to us in Airdrie or Calgary area, my number is 403 200 3133. You can find us on Facebook on Marpe Wellness AB. Our website is marpewellness.ca, MARPE wellness.ca. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're kind of all over the place. We do our own lives Tuesday nights, just an educational moment, trying to help people to educate them for free and let you know a little bit more about us. You can see the kind of characters that we are and the environment that we work in. So again, I got a couple spots left in Saskatoon, which is this Friday, Saturday. We have one spot left in Regina on Monday, and we have 4 spots left in Winnipeg on Thursday and Friday. And then we have 3 spots left in Moose Jaw on Saturday. So if you're interested, again, reach out to me, 403 200 3133. Thanks, Daryl.
Hey, Jason, can you also get your schedule and get it to Gaston so we can put it up on bhnpowerpack.com?
It's up there.
Oh, you gave it to him already?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So everybody, please go to bhnpowerpack.com if you want to see the schedule, and Jason's number's there. But Jason, can you give your number one more time so that, because some people can't write it fast enough, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put it in the comments below after the meeting's over, but my number again is 403 200 3133.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
I'll tell you right now, they make one heck of a team, all right? Him and his wife. And I mean that, everybody, all right? So let's move on to Lorraine. Lorraine, how are you doing? Are you on mute, Lorraine? Okay, maybe Lorraine's not here anymore. I got her picture, and I think Kathy's not here anymore, but if they have...
Okay. How's that?
Good, thank you.
Awesome. I didn't realize I got muted somehow, but...
It's all right, love. You know what? It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm here in Calgary and I have a Cell Sonic, and I am so excited to bring this to Calgary and area. I used the Cell Sonic and the Cardio Med Bed when we were in Ixtapa treating all of the clients that we have there. So
Hundreds
I
of clients, eh? We had hundreds.
hundreds for sure.
Hundreds, yes.
And so I've got lots of experience with it. And I just wanted to share one gentleman. I worked on a gentleman, 76 years old. He had frozen shoulder, about 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. And he had suffered with shoulder problem, that shoulder, for years. And we did the Cellsonic, and then I did non-surgical on the shoulder, and then finished off with some Cellsonic. And he was able to move his arm up. And we did treat him a second time, and after the second time, he had full mobility. Like this is giving quality back to people's lives. People who have been told they will never be able to, golf or whatever it is that you want to be doing. It's giving quality back in your life. And for something that doesn't take that long, like Dr. Wolf mentioned, even people who have sports injuries, they're told they're out of the game for 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, depending on what happened. I mean, we can go in and help them with the Cellsonic and do some non-surgical, maybe do 2, 3 appointments, and they are almost back to normal. They're good enough to go back to whatever game that they were doing. This is putting, I mean, everybody who is, even if you're not an athlete, I want to have a life where I can do what I want to do. I don't want to be held back by any condition. So when we can take care of our bodies, when we can, honor them and understand that the body is the thing that does the healing when we give it what it needs. That's all we have to do, is just give it what it needs. And the Cellsonic is taking that above and beyond what anything else that I've ever seen. So anybody in the Calgary area interested in experiencing the Cellsonic, they can get a hold of me. Right now I've got Gaston working on my website, so it's not done yet, but you can definitely give me a phone call. My number is 403-605-9216, and I would be happy to introduce you to the non-surgical and Cellsonic and consultation, and just get you on your road to health and mobility. When we're able to open up the blocks in the body, all that crystallization, calcification, scar tissue, that is what brings back the spark of life. And then you get the mobility. You get that that joy put back into your life, because now you can get up and do things that people said were not going to happen. Again, my number here in Calgary is 403-605-9216.
Thank you, Lorraine. And you know what? Did you notice what Lorraine said? We're not getting rid of anything. We're not getting rid of your diseases. There's no disease to get rid of, because there are no diseases. You're lacking something. You're lacking proper frequency, and you're lacking light. You're lacking electricity. And that's all it is. We are restoring something that was taken from you. Old age is where you are vibrating lower. You have less electricity, less light in your life. And that's it. That's why, every one of these people do emotional, physical, and mental consultations. Because if you're not willing to change your personality, nothing's going to stay there. That's why, just like Jason said, we're not looking for patients. We're looking for people that want to become their own practitioner, because you can. They tried to make you think you couldn't, but you can. And I want everybody to know this, that if you want to come to Mexico, to Zihuatanejo, Ixtapa, Mexico, understand something, go to DOD5, number 5 star.com. We do 6 different personal treatment and trainings. We do advanced water fasting. We do advanced juice fasting, or if you just want to come down and eat organic, because that's all there is down here is organic to eat, okay, unless United States, from where I'm from, decides to send food down here, which is toxic. But the reality is there's no chemtrails here, there's no 5G here, there's no GMOs here, okay? And we have the most beautiful retreat center here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and you will be treated 5-star all the way with everything. And we also have a Cellsonic in Kelowna, British Columbia, okay? So if you're interested, all right, we have people all over, okay? And let people know, let your friends know. Look at, just because you never heard about us before, just because we are not government approved, well, we're not government disapproved, but we're not government approved, and nowhere would I ever want to be that. And guess what? We think outside the box. No, we don't. We actually don't even go near the box. The reality is here is that everybody's potential has been limited, okay? If you base your health care on medical care, then you're an emergency already. If you base your care on most of the natural things that are out there, trust me, they don't cut it, do they? They don't cut it, do they? Buying supplements, just regular supplements, doesn't cut it, because it's all about frequency, it's all about light, it's all about energy. That's what it is. And there is a difference in nutraceuticals and supplements. There is a difference in energy medicine techniques. I'm telling you, this is why we call this the Power Pack. So let me I'm going to have everybody just say their information again right at the end. But
I didn't go anywhere, Daryl.
Okay, well, I didn't see you. I even got up and went close to try to find you.
I was always here. I was listening.
Did anybody else see her? Nope.
You're all on mute.
Okay. Anyways, this is Kathy, and as you can tell, I tried to ignore her. Kathy's from Barrie, Ontario, and she also is going on a Cellsonic tour. Let me tell you something, people. If you think that this thing doesn't rock, then let me tell you something. You got another thing coming. Kathy, why don't you tell them about your world tour? Tell them about your clinic that's in Barrie, Ontario, love. And I couldn't find you. I even walked up close to the TV and went.
I was on mute. Anyway, thank you, Daryl. I am so excited. Like, we're taking our Cellsonic on the road again next weekend, March 1, 2, and 3. And we're heading to Montreal, the Laval, Quebec area. And we will be on the 401 corridor eastward. So anybody on that trek there that would like any services, whatever, on the way, give me a call and we'll fit you in. I've got space available on the Friday night, but the Saturday, my morning's booked. I have a few spots available still in the afternoon on Saturday. And then we're back heading home on Sunday, unless we get a little bit more interest on a Sunday. We'll see about the Sunday. But I am so heartened and really love observing the people that come into the clinic here and take full use of the Bioptron, the Avicin, the vitamin D light we have. And the vitamin D light, we have the crystal panels on it to help with the energy that comes out of the vitamin D machine. The Bioptron and Avicin also for helping with the microcirculation. So it's wonderful having all these tools in our kit, so to speak, to help everybody. And as Daryl said, and I loved what Lorraine said about putting that spark of life back into everybody, because it really is, we are electromagnetic beings. And it's first and foremost what we're learning about these powerful machines with the Cellsonic, putting those 25,000 volts back into your system, kicking the mitochondria back into its the spin it's supposed to be on, the 2,500 revolutions per second. Seeing the results from that, as well as the nutraceuticals, which we'll be taking on the road with us again, the high vibrational nutraceuticals that we have here. The healing mechanism of all of this with these Powerpack machines, the Cellsonic, the cardio med bed, I found putting people on the cardio bed before their Cellsonic treatment really helps with the circulation to help that the Cellsonic pulses activate even more so. I had a young fella with testicular inflammation and put him on the cardio bed first and then got his Cellsonic treatments. He's had 3 treatments, and his last checkup with the doctor had shown great improvement in his next checkup. So he's continuing to come and get that because you know, they say he needs surgery and whatnot. He's really trying to avoid that. And he's getting good results because of his consultation. He has gone through and lost 40 pounds. So that's a huge issue, keeping the hydration going and his diet. But what I wanted to also mention was a 57-year-old woman with scoliosis. She had a Harrington rod surgically implanted in her spine many years ago. And in her words right now, if she knew then what she knows now, she wouldn't have had it done, because we gave her the Cellsonic treatment and the non-surgical. She had very little range of motion and had great neck pain. She had a fear of anyone touching her. She just that thought of anybody touching her spine because of the scoliosis and the surgery that she had years ago. With a lot of coaching, we helped her release her fear. And the Cellsonic helped with the physical pain and improved her range of motion, and it visibly reduced the scars. And I'm telling you, in one session, it visibly reduced the scars. And then I had her for another session, and oh my goodness, it's honestly to see the scar, not only in that section, but also treated her for a C-section that she had 30 years ago and had a lot of discomfort with the pain, with the inflammation, the scar tissue that created. And so a lot of the pulses that we had on that specific area, man, she's just amazed at the scar tissue just being so dissipated now. In her own words, again, if she knew then what she knows now, she wouldn't have gone under the knife, so to speak. So again, what Daryl had mentioned was we will be heading on the road March 1, 2, and 3. We're heading to Laval area in Montreal, Quebec. The weekend of March 1, 2, and 3. If you'd like to reach out to me for any appointments, that would be, there's still availability. So you can reach out to me. My clinic's name is Advanced Healing and Health. If you or a loved one or anyone would love to have treatment along the road, or not along the road, my goodness, we'll come to your house. So we would stop in and along the way, come and see you. Also, we're in an accommodation. We can let you know where we are in Laval and come and see us for when we're there. Again, my clinic's name is Advanced Healing and Health. I can be emailed at info@advancedhealing.ca, or I'm very pleased to announce that Gaston has finished my website, and with a lot of collaboration, a lot of patience he has, I have finished my website, and it's now at advancedhealing.ca. Please check it out. There's a lot of information there, more information on the Cellsonic and the cardio bed and all the energy machine that we have here. Love to hear from you and just hear how we can help you out. Check out the website and give us a call. My number is 705-715-8716. We'd love to hear from you. Anybody in the Ontario area, we're just 60 minutes north of Toronto. So that's where we are. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, let's go start from the very beginning. Cheryl, are you still with us?
I have to unmute myself.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
What would you like to leave everybody with? And we'll go through the same order that we started with, okay? And we'll just do a little blurb.
Okay, this is just a little blurb. There isn't any issue that you have that I can't treat. So you can call me at 707-322-1979. The clinic is Health and Vitality Engaged. The website is also healthandvitalityengaged.com. I'm in Northern California. I am the only physician with a cellsonic and cardio med bed in the Western United States. So you want to come see me.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I don't know how often I would say that because you're going to be too busy. You'll be dizzy. That's it.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. I hope you are ready. I do. I truly hope you're ready. Okay, next.
Hi, it's Debbie again, and we're here in Stuart, Florida, and we're going to be hosting Dr. Wolf and Dr. Sage Wolf in June. So look it up, braveheartnation.com in the month of June. So it's just an opportunity here in the States to get trained, to really, help yourself, your family, your friends, and learn so much. I mean, the knowledge is incredible. The things that you will learn. And you can reach me if you want to reach out here in Stuart. Stuart Health and Healing is the name of my clinic, and it's stuarthealthandhealing.com. And my phone number is 305-342-9559. And have a beautiful day, Brave Hearts.
Thank you, Deb.
Hello, beautiful brave hearts. It's Tora again from Australia, and I'm hosting the incredible life-changing training again in August in Australia in the Coffs Harbour area. And my clinic is at Vela Beach, and I actually specialize in personal treatment and training retreats. And I also have a clinic up in the mountains. You can reach me on 041 399 3493. And my final message for you today is that health and healing is an inside job, and you are the one you have been waiting for. And when you find your authentic self and learn to crack the coconut from the inside out, you can drink that juice for the rest of your life. And that's actually all you need. So you are magical. And life is beautiful and magical, and it's our divine. That's it.
Thank you. Next. Thank you, Tora.
Just in time. She got it just in time before she started losing connection. So my name's Jason with Marpe Wellness. My wife and I, Melissa, own the Marpe Wellness Treatment Center here in Airdrie, Alberta, just north of Calgary. And the message I want to leave you with is that you are good enough, and we're here to help you find that perfect you inside of you. We help people to find the healing. We don't heal you. And the beautiful thing about coming to us is you got both of us here, both Melissa and myself, to work with you individually and collaborate together to help you find that healing that you're looking for, whether it's non-surgical, cell-sonic, cardio med bed, through the consultation of emotional consultation, the dietary consultation, or mental consultation. But once you come to us, you're part of the family. We check in with you guys regularly, and our clients check back with us regularly as well and give us their success stories. And we're off on the road again this Thursday to start the Saskatchewan, Manitoba tour again. So reach out to me if you're interested for treatment along our path, or once we're back in Airdrie. 403-200-3133. The website is marpewellness.ca. Thanks, Daryl.
Thanks, Jason. I thought you were actually going to start singing that song On the Road Again, and I was cringing for a second. On the road again. I just dropped my load again. Okay, who's next?
I think I am.
Okay.
All right. So it's Lorraine here in Calgary. And, I'd just like to reiterate, our body is a silver bullet. It really is. Our body hasn't forgotten how to heal. It's we've forgotten that the body can heal. All we've got to do is honor it. All we've got to do is give it what it needs, and the miracles happen. So, get on board, start your perfect day. Get rid of those aches and pains. You don't need to have them anymore. I personally, I see myself in my 90s being just as active as I am today. And I expect one day I'll just fall asleep and not wake up, and I will have had a beautiful, beautiful, engaged life. And that's what I hope for everybody, and it's doable. It's so doable. You just got to honor these bodies and give them what they need. And again, I've got the cell sonic, I do non-surgical, I do consultations, the perfect day consultation, the emotional consultation, the water fast consultation, the pelvic consultation, and I teach the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass. And I would love to connect with you. So you can give me a call, 403-605-9216. Have a beautiful day.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Hi,
guess
everyone. Yes, again. Oh,
No, I was just going to say, here she comes.
here I come. Beautiful words from everybody, and I echo them all simultaneously. And honestly, if you know anything about all the teachings that we've had here, we are electrical beings, and it's time to, if you believe it, you can achieve it, right? So you need to know that you're electrical beings, and time to kickstart the battery packs and know which battery pack you can target. So that's where our specialty comes into, is to know which battery pack that we can go after and get whatever's physically blocking, whether it be in the coconut or anything in the digestive tract, or there's just, the sky is the limit. There is no limit. So please give us a call if you have any questions, just to see what it may be to take to address whatever your issues in your tissues may be. We would love to help you out. Again, the road trip is March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on our way to Laval, Quebec. And my number is 705-715-8716. Check out my new website at that's my email. My website is advancedhealing.ca. Remember the .ca. And my email, if you'd like to reach out on email, I'm at info@advancedhealing.ca. Love to hear from you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. So I've got a couple questions I'm going to answer here. I would love if everybody is not in a rush. I'd love to be able to talk to the practitioners when I'm done. But if you have to go, you got to go. This won't take long. First of all, replying to, but how does it do that? I'm wondering, because at the horse farm I volunteer at, they have this machine and it's called a PEMF. PEMF is different than the cell sonic, trust me. PEMF is a wonderful device, but it can't decalcify and put the calcium back into the bones. It cannot shut down stage 4 inflammation in one treatment. Okay, so understand, I'm not taking anything away from it, but PEMF can be worked, and this is what we do with PEMF. So if anybody's interested, you go to my pdgfree.com guide, you'll see the most advanced PDF mat in the world, and I do mean this is the most advanced. I'm not going to give the name. If you're interested, you'll go. And what we do is, when people come to Extapa Zihuatanejo, they will lay on the cardio med bed. We will put the PEMF mat on. And guess what? Does anybody know this? We have what's called a pure wave magnet. And when you put the pure wave magnet on the PEMF mat, it enhances the magnet by 1,000%. And so when you're dealing with troubled areas of the body, we do that at the same time. And we also will shine the Bioptron light in the person's face, because it increases the microcirculation, okay, by 33%. And then on one hand, they've got the pulse, but on the other hand, we use what's called the Navicin and increase their circulation by 66%, plus they're on the cardio med bed, plus the PEMF, plus they're on the pure wave magnet. This is what we do if they're willing to go all the way with the Powerpack, and then we do the Cellsonic. So understand that it's all about energy, it's all about circulation, it's all about frequency, and it's all about light. Okay? All right, so that would be that. Now, would this make any difference if one had a hip replacement 15 years ago? Well, guess what? I hope you know that surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else on the planet. Anybody that gets surgery, they need to see a Wolf non-surgical therapist, and if they have a Cellsonic at the same time, you're going to say that was just a miracle. Okay, I went there for one non-surgical, okay, and if you have the Cellsonic, of course, we can put the electrical charge back in, really turn that scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue the way it used to be. Remember something, scar tissue, the reason why you walk stiff is because it's just beef jerky. You're not getting old, you're full of scar tissue and displaced calcium, and we know how to get that back in your bones, and we know how to turn that scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue so you're elastic again, so that you can go and play sports, not drink beer and taco chips and talk to everybody and say how much of an athlete you were, and you look like you're 9 months pregnant, for God's sakes. Okay, and that's the God's truth. If I have to hear another person say, I used to be an athlete, well, so was everybody else that was young. How would you like to be more athletic and actually live the life that they're telling you you can't have? That's the bottom line. Anyways, if you had a hip replacement, you're full of scar tissue. You may not have any pain in that hip, but I very much doubt it. I guarantee you do. Okay, or in the other hip already. All hip problems are caused because you've been pooping in your pelvis all your life. It's not because of a sports injury or a car accident. How many people know 95% of all hip replacements were caused because of a dysfunctional bowel, and you infected your pelvis, which is called the pelvic bowl, and then infection creates inflammation, which creates scar tissue formation, which causes calcification, which causes mutation, and you weren't bone on bone in the hip. You weren't bone on bone in the knee. You weren't bone on bone in the spine. You went and took the calcium, and then they told you were bone on bone, and that's BS. You give me somebody that has stenosis even in their spine where they say you need surgery, I'll do one treatment if I don't totally blow you away with doing non-surgical and the Cellsonic, and we haven't reversed that stenosis to the point that you go, oh my God, I feel now, and the pain's gone, it's not numb, I feel the circulation down my leg. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so understand that it's all about bringing down the thunder. Okay, so anybody that's had a hip replacement, you've got a stiff hip. You've all got a stiff low back as well, okay? And then the other hip is going to have to do a lot of the compensation and the work. And we are the ones you want to see. And every Wolf non-surgical therapist, every whole life coach that does nutritional, emotional consultations, well, I can tell you right now, unless they've told me different, okay, we all offer a money-back guarantee. That within that treatment, that non-surgical, you're going to see a difference. That, you know, the week that you get that consultation, you're going to see a difference if you follow the key steps. It's called learning how to love and care for yourself. Like Jason said, he's not interested in patience. He's interested in having enough patience to help you turn into a practitioner, your own practitioner, to look after yourself. Would Cellsonic help with cesarean scar tissue? No, it will totally remove it. Non-surgical and cesarean, you can give me the most ugly, black, brown, gray, 1.5 inch thick scar that the cesarean has happened 3 times. That has 2 to 3 inch legs on it. It will wrap itself around your spine, around your ovaries, around your bladder. It will put adhesions around your small intestine, choke off your digestion, choke off your pooping. It will actually get in the way of your love making. It will actually give you low back pain. It'll wrap itself around your spine and choke your spine just like a snake. And understand, this is everyone. Surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else. It cripples people. But guess what? Don't beat yourself up. But if you didn't go see a Wolf non-surgical therapist to actually help pull the fibers apart that have been glued together like super glue, because now they're dehydrated and compacted. So this is what happens. It should look like this, then it goes like this, then it goes like this until it becomes a knot. And you go, I've got a knot in my neck, I've got a knot in my back, okay? I've got a knot everywhere. Remember, every problem you have is created by a physical block of scar tissue calcification or crystallization. That's it. That's it. I don't care if you're talking about a pimple or a tumor. It doesn't matter. And they're not going to teach you this stuff. All right? But we want to set you free. All right. I had four cesarean a long time ago. 4 of them. I was in labor for a long time, almost hurt my daughter. Understand something, and you can believe this. With the pelvic restoration masterclass that Lorraine teaches, and with learning our pelvic squats, doing vaginal infusion, with Wolf non-surgical on the hips, the lower back, okay, and by going on a perfect day diet, you can deliver in 30 to 45 minutes, and I don't care who you are. Remember something, you're jam up jelly tight because your bowels are all twisted and you're sluggish and the waist hasn't been moving out properly, okay? And the reason why you're not elastic is because you're a scar tissue issue. So you're frozen at your SI joints, they're frozen. So you waddle like a duck instead of moving like this. Your hips are frozen. So how in the heck are you gonna expand to let that baby come out? No, you gotta rip and tear, you gotta scream and holler, and then these guys don't know anything about that. They wanna drug you. No, let's kill the pain. Let's not open you up like a beautiful clamshell and get the pearl, which is your baby. No, let's go through hell to try to get that baby down the vaginal canal because you're so fearful, you're so infected, that you're so inflamed, that you're so contracted, that you have so much scar tissue. We have what's called the pain-free pregnancy, and that's a 12-day course here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo. You come for this course, you're not going to have trouble with the pregnancy. We're also going to teach you how to love yourself, care for yourself, and that beautiful baby. And we'll go all the way to age 2. And if you do this, that baby's never going to be sick, and neither are you. Disease is only a belief system. You tell me one person, if you've been following since I've been in health, it's over 40 years, you've never heard of me, oh, sorry, he couldn't do a show, he's sick today. Oh, he's got a disease. There's no such thing as a disease. You're never going to hear that I've got a flu and a cold and I can't get out of bed. And if I do have a flu and a cold, it's because I kicked the living crap out of myself emotionally, nutritionally, and physically. And that's all the flu is. So get over it. Get over it. Stop using it as an excuse, because a flu is only caused because you have not been respecting and loving yourself like you should, and it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. All right. I almost hurt my daughter because they let me push a long time. They finally called my doctor. He was so upset with the nurse for letting me push so hard, so long. Doctor rushed over in no time. They did an emergency cesarean. My doctor was great. He was trying to have a natural birth. My daughter's head was a cone shape by the time she came out. Well, of course, because guess what? You had so much scar tissue and fear. And that's the deal. Get rid of the fear, get rid of the scar tissue, turn it into beautiful elastic connective tissue, and she would have came out like that. You wouldn't have had a cesarean, and it's not your fault. But let me tell you, if you've had 4 cesareans, why didn't you just get them to put a zipper in the first time so they make it easier, for God's sakes? And you know what? How many people know this? 60% of all women get cesareans now. How many people know this? Only 5% of women used to get cesareans back when, 4 to 5% when my children were born. And that was 30 years ago. What's changed? What? I'll tell you what's changed. Women eat worse. Women are more fearful because they are allowed to fearmonger, and we believe their BS, their belief systems. And guess what? Don't tell me that we don't. 30 years ago, we drink more, we toke more, we smoke more, we eat 100 times more sugar since the 1900s, and we take more drugs because we got to numb ourselves out because we don't know how to calm down. We don't know how to connect to our breath. And guess what? We actually think that medical doctors are in the health business. So there you go. There's the real truth if you want to know it. Okay? All right. And I'm not condemning medical doctors because there's a lot of people that, let me tell you something right now, 80% of the population right now to 90% of the population will never listen to me. They'll turn me off that fast because 80 to 90% of the population need surgery and they need drugs because they're never going to be able to unconditionally love or care for themselves because they believe that suffering is the way. Suffering is the way for the family. Suffering is the way for everything. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get political, but the reality is that suffering is not the way. Suffering is how you pay. And if you ever talk to me and you go, oh, well, Dr. Wolf, suffering was the greatest lesson I've ever gotten, I will say that you are not a very high vibrational person. Because guess what? People who believe that, say that, they have a really bad belief system. I've learned more when I unconditionally love myself in the world than I'll ever learn by suffering from my own hands or someone else's. Thank you very much. Replying to Kristen Aigton. Kristen Aigton, my understanding is that the cell sonic emits electrical pulses into an affected area only. Well, no, the pulse will go throughout the whole body, but there's no harmful side effects. Okay, this is a 25,000 volts, but put into a love harmonic. So on a frequency vibration level, it has that power, but not like an electrical shock. It doesn't have anything to do with that, everybody. So you need to get that and understand if it did, we'd never be able to use it. They'd be after us like this, okay? Because anything to shut anything down in the natural health business. But just remember something, like I said, if you're a natural health practitioner and you want total protection, go to practitionerprotection.com and you can get adopted by the indigenous Taino tribe. And this is, go look at United Nations, go on there, look at the slideshow. United Nations has passed it all over the world. You can't be touched if you are part of the indigenous. And it's already been tested all the way to Supreme Court. So understand, how would you like to be able to practice, whether you're a medical doctor or health practitioner, and be able to practice with peace? Now, I'm not telling you need to do this. I'm just trying to tell you that it gets pretty tough out there for some people. All right? Is there anyone in Ontario? Well, that was Kathy. She's in Barrie, Ontario. There's also Magdalena. If you go to bhnpowerpack.com, you'll see the list of everybody all around the world. They're in there. Also, there's Shalou, okay, as well. She's in Barrie, Ontario. With these treatments, do you have to detox after treatment? No. You want to drink lots of water, 1 quart of water before you come. So what? You pee more. And it would be really great if it was structured and it had Beyond Ormus minerals in it and a little bit of black diamond, that's all. And then you want to go home and you want to try to drink another quart of water, and guess what? Then flush all of those toxins out. Remember something, everybody. If I put you on a device that has the most powerful device for circulation in the world, we're going to be detoxifying. But if you drink water, you got no symptoms. And don't believe me, but it's the truth. It doesn't work like that you're a healing crisis. There's no such thing with cardio med bed. Next thing is, with the cell sonic, is everything that's below the frequency of the cell sonic, of course, it's going to kick its butt and tell it to leave. Okay, higher vibrational things will get rid of lower vibrational things. So all you got to do is just drink that water. Drink that water. You know, if you drink 3 to 4 quarts of water a day and you've got Beyond Ormus minerals in it, because understand, drinking water is not the key. Drinking structured water with electrolytes is how we hydrate and how we become electrical charged human beings, all right? Okay. Okay, with these treatments, do you have to detox? No, maybe dumb. But I also sometimes do shock treatment. LOT, no, we don't do shock treatment. No, this is nothing like that. We're not shocking anyone. Thank you. That doesn't happen. Let me see here. I think we did it. Nope. Just picked up my beautiful Perfect Day Guide. Everybody, you can buy the Perfect Day Guide, okay, for $75 delivered to your door, and it actually is beautiful. Okay, this is it. All right. Okay, this manual's 550 pages, and it's got everything you need on an emotional, nutritional, physical level. If you want to be smarter than the practitioner you go to, buy the guide. Okay, you've got a guarantee from me that it'll be the most powerful thing that you've ever read when it comes to your healing. And if you read the guide, if you don't want to pay for it, then just go to pgdfree.com. Okay, let me see here. There it is. Just go here. And then you can download the PDF and then see if it's worth buying. It's $75, shipped to you anywhere in North America. We'll pay $25 of the shipping anywhere around the world, okay? And once you've read that, please check out the practitioner closest to you, because you're gonna want to. Because an 8-year-old can understand this guide, and there's not one doctor that can refute anything I said in here. And if there is, they're welcome to come on my show. Thank you. Let me see here. I had 1 C-section and had a vaginal birth second time. They instilled into me fear. It's not true. Once a C-section, always a C-section. No, that's not true. The C-section, you're right. If you had a C-section once, you aren't going to have a normal birth, because remember I told you every C-section grows 2 to 3 inch feeders. They wrap around your small intestine. So if you went across like this, okay, you are going to have it wrapping around your large intestine, your small intestine, your uterus, your bladder. Okay, you're going to be choking everything off in here. You're just one big dam, a dam, like you're dammed up with scar tissue, okay? So understand that's a physical block. You know, you're not going to have a natural birth ever again unless you go and get non-surgical and Cellsonic. And now this is not a sales pitch. I didn't set you up. I can tell you that we've done hundreds of women that have had a C-section, maybe thousands, but we'll say hundreds for now, that have had a C-section and they've had a natural birth. Remember, scar tissue is beautiful connective tissue that is absent of circulation of blood, lymph, and electricity and light. And we're going to bring all that back in and bring it back where it was. And that's the truth. I also relieved constipation after treatment. Okay, well, that's true. That's true. You can't be on the cardio med bed and not have the greatest poo of your life, that's for sure. You can't do Cellsonic around your abdomen and put in a 25,000 volt love harmonic in there and expect that you're going to be jammed up jelly tight. You're just going to be moving, not all night, but at least a couple of times, and they're going to be big whoppas. Okay, all right. I want to thank everybody for joining us. We will be back here again next Monday with tales from the Powerpack Clinic. And these aren't tales. These are truth stories, just so you know. Nobody's going to exaggerate anything to you. And I'm going to tell you something. How many people know that authenticity is 40,000 times stronger than love? And the one thing that we need to be right now, every day from now on, is authentic. And we need to tell the truth and live the truth. And that's what we will do. And all of these practitioners will do it as well. We have made no false promises. We do not cure people. We create perfect days. And if you had a perfect day and you did it every day, what would it be called? A perfect day. And understand something. When you have become the master of your emotions and you no longer want to go to a pain management clinic, but you want to master your emotions and your physical body, you come and see us. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. And just know that you can join me down here in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo at DOD5star.com. Okay? And you can come down here, go to personal treatment and trainings if you'd like to do one of those. Or if you would like to just come down and do a juice fasting, or you just want to come down and eat the most beautiful food and enjoy our therapies, and you don't want to learn anything, that's fine. Or come down and learn Wolf Non-Surgical. And if you don't want to come here, we'll have Dr. Sage Wolf go to you anywhere around the world and certify you or teach you Wolf Non-Surgical. If you're a couple or a group or for your caretaker, just know this. Okay, we're ready to bring the thunder down. And that would be the unconditional love that we are going to teach you, that it's okay if you do this. Love yourself, care for yourself. 3, 2, 1. You've got this. We're stronger together.